With everything inspected where we want it to be, we had to take it apart one more time because now we're at the final stage.
It is a dial with an SUV going downhill. That is your downhill assist. Good morning, Defiant Jeepers. Today is another beautiful day on a Sunday. Today is part 2 of the winching class. Last week we had done the lecture and a small demo in the parking lot. Today we're actually out in the field. We got all the Jeeps together, and the first thing we're doing is tightening up all the winches or the ropes really. So we went ahead and got them pulled out, and every Jeep that's got a winch, we're just tightening up all the ropes. And we're just doing this as a prep. We're getting started. And once all this is done, we're gonna get out into the field, get some of us stuck, and learn how to properly pull ourselves out or pull out other people. So let's finish this prep, and we're gonna get started. Now, one thing when winching, you don't want to stand too close, so I'm gonna try and keep my distance over here, just in case a cable or a rope snaps. You don't want it flying at you and hurting you or someone else. To double up nice and make every row look just like that. Trying to keep the rope tension by itself, so the next wrap goes right over the top. We don't want it crossed up. We don't want it digging in. Alrighty, so we got to our destination spot. We're breaking up into groups of 3. We got plenty of Jeeps, have a bunch of small groups. We've actually selected. Alright, okay, so V-Notch is headed out right now. Patty with V-Notch, she's already in another group with 2 others. So I'm gonna band with someone else. And our trail leader and our educator, he brought us out to a dune area where we're deliberately gonna get stuck in 2-wheel drive. And we are gonna test out whatever skills and lessons we had learned to see if we can go ahead and pull out V-Notch. And there is V-Notch. She was on her way to the non-traversed dune. Didn't even make it where she was supposed to be. She's already stuck. So I guess this part of the lesson's already started. Alrighty, so you see I got myself stuck in the sand. Got my boards under my tires with the help of my buddy Jack Ross. I'm gonna go ahead and climb in there, put it in reverse. It's gonna be a 4-low, and I'm gonna try and slowly grab myself out. The idea is on the boards, I wanna get on there slow. He's got like these little, kind of like cleats, and I wanna grab them slowly without spinning. If I'm spinning, I don't lose any traction, I damage the boards, I may even lose the boards. Let's go ahead and give this a go. Alrighty, you can see that my friend Jack Ross has got my traction boards on his hands. Went ahead and dug myself out of that nasty little tracy area, and I did exactly what my trainer told me to do. I put it in 4-low, put it in reverse, and I just let it inch along slowly without digging the traction boards. You can see that the fight is finally free. I'm not totally off the sand, but I should not have an issue from here. Let's keep on going. Alright, now that I've had my fun in the sand, it's time for my partner Jack Ross to get himself stuck. And we're gonna use a different method. Instead of using traction boards to try and gain, of course, the traction that he needs, he's getting himself stuck in another way near the area where I was. And then this time we're gonna use a kinetic rope to attach the 2 vehicles so I can snatch him out. Let's take a look how this is gonna work. All right, so here we got another group attempting the same thing I'm about to do with the kinetic rope. You got the rope attached to the rear bumper of each vehicle, and the red Wrangler, the 2-door, that's the one doing the pulling, and the Navigator is the one that's stuck. And something I learned is you never want to pull from your front bumper. If something's coming towards you, you really don't want that to smack you. If you got it on your rear bumper, I think the logic is you can at least move ahead and steer out of the way while everybody's attempting to hit their brakes. But like any other project, I don't want to stand too close in case something terrible happens. There he goes. Gave it a snatch, it still didn't yank. They're gonna pause for a second.
That's not even budging.
Now between the Gladiator, who's stuck pretty good, and then you got the Wrangler, which is a lighter vehicle and 4 low. Even he's getting like dug in. And I think Greg is just trying to help keep the kinetic rope in line so it doesn't get snatched by the Wrangler. Spinning in the sand, and I think that the Wrangler got himself stuck too. Yeah, he's digging.
Lightweight trying to pull out a heavy.
Yeah, I know, right?
So as silly as it sounds, if that was a little bit smaller rope, it would have stretched a little better. It would have burned more energy. The recoil would have pulled it out.
All right, so this is my buddy Shane, his Gladiator. He already got pulled out. He deliberately got himself stuck again to see how he would get himself out if he was doing this on his own without any help. But his team partner Douglas is still backing up, and I believe they're gonna still try a kinetic rope attempt. Let's see how this is gonna play out. I'm gonna let them get ready.
Is this phase 2 of Shane?
If we shoveled some out, we had a traction board, we give him all the mechanical advantage that we can.
I got traction board, you want them?
Yep. No. Well, you just shovel that sand out of there.
No traction.
Oh my God, that thing's dug in deep.
Oh, I have.
I tell you what though.
Oh, yeah, he's out.
Yeah, he dug himself a crater. I believe he was 4 low, just digging. Oh yeah. So he's got the kinetic rope on a D-ring on the inch receiver. I believe Douglas is doing the same thing on that side. Let's see how it plays out. Yeah.
See how easier that was? Because you got all the kinetic energy working in your favor.
So they went to a 7/8 rope?
Yep.
Okay, right
That's why
on.
they did it. They wanted to show you what it would be like with a smaller rope.
Okay. Alrighty, this is another attempt at something cool. This white Gladiator got itself stuck deliberately because this is a test range. And as you can see that we're gonna try to pull it out. And this time we're gonna use a double pulley method. Let me show you what we're looking at. All right, so at the front, how it's hooked up is you actually got like a tree saver at the hooks. And in the center, you have, what is it, a soft shackle? I'm sorry, repeat? Okay.
Soft shackle.
Okay, got a soft shackle, okay, and a synthetic rope pulley. That's the setup right there. So, and on that end, what's going on those hooks over there?
We ran out of winch rope,
Okay,
so now we need another extension.
okay, so one of these vehicles is gonna be an anchor and the other one's gonna pull? Is that how it's gonna work?
So they're both pulling.
Okay, right on.
They want me in neutral, so there's no give on my part. So my vehicle's dead
Okay,
and just in neutral, and they're gonna pull me over.
right on. All right, so that's how this is gonna work. A very stuck Gladiator gonna get pulled by 2 other vehicles, another Gladiator and looks like a JL. all the way across, hooked up to the stuck gladiator, coming back this way, and with a little bit of an extension there for the spent rope. It's on the D-rings of the JL. All right, so they are now starting the winching, and I'm trying to move back as much as I can, like the length of the rope, for the just in case if something snaps, the rope or any other equipment doesn't come flying and actually hurt somebody. And additionally, I just found out that this yellow JK right here is strapped to the gladiator right in front of it. The yellow JK will be used as an anchor. Okay, so she's being instructed to make sure that her gladiator is in neutral with the parking brake off, since she'll be winched out. Now, the advantage of using a pulley is it actually multiplies the pulling force of the winch. So it looks like this vehicle is coming up. It is coming up slowly, but it is coming up. So far it's looking very successful, but you still want to keep your distance from the winch line in case it snaps. I mean, it could be a brand new rope, but you never know what happens in the field. Yeah, I made a note of that. And she's on top. It looks like she's free. Wonderful. Okay, so right now we're going to do another test or another lesson. We're going to use the same white gladiator that got stuck on the other hill, moved her to a little flatter area where she again got stuck deliberately. And now the setup is going to be, instead of one pulley, we're going to use two. So we're going to have a setup where she is stuck, and I got a few other Jeeps behind me. They're going to be the anchors and the pulling part of it. We're going to put a pulley on this white gladiator here and another pulley on one of the ones behind there. And this should also multiply the pulling power of the winch more so versus just one pulley. Now we have two, so that should multiply it again. Let's let them finish getting all set up, and then we're going to go ahead and experience this. All right, so let's take a look at that setup. We're doing the same. We're using the mounting hooks for the tree saver. We got one of our guys, Brian, over here with this super huge synthetic shackle. It's
Strong like bull.
Strong like bull, he said. All right, and we're winched from the gladiator there in the center, coming up this way. It is adjacent with a soft shackle. That yellow one is gonna be, looks like anchored to that one over there. Looks like it's mounted with a soft shackle also. And we got another end of the rope on that bumper on the other JL.
Potential. That was a big motorhome stuck in the way. And it's going to take a lot of effort to get it out. Brian's winch, we know with the rope out on the last pull, could exert 10,000 pounds of pulling force. When we run that through a pulley, we've doubled it up. We could take this line back to Brian's Jeep, but then we'd have 20,000 pounds pulling Brian towards us as well. So what we've done right now is we've split the load across the other Brian's Jeep. I've got 10,000 pounds of pull on this winch. I've got the same 10,000 going back on this side. The reality of it is, if that thing's really stuck, I got 10,000 pounds of pull on each of those Jeeps that only weigh 5,000 pounds. The reality of it is, I probably need another Jeep behind them as an anchor, so I've got at least 10,000 pounds of static load to offset my 10,000 pounds of pull. So I just said I've got 10,000 pounds of pull on this line, the same 10 going back to Brian. I got 10 on each of those lines. What do I have on this side of the pulley? 20,000 pounds. That's why I was telling you guys the other day, minimum a half-inch shackle's got a 40,000 pound brake string. So if I've got 20,000 pounds on this soft shackle, if it's at least a half-inch shackle, 40,000 pound minimum brake string, I've still got a 2-to-1 string. On this side of the soft shackle, we went to a half-inch rope. Most of our winches are 3/8 inch wide. They have about a 23,000 pound braking string. So 10,000 pounds worth of pull on a 20,000 pound rope, I still got a 2-to-1 safety factor down there. If I use the 3/8 inch rope over here, I got 20,000 pounds of potential pull on a 20,000 pound breaking strength rope. No bueno. We're not all going to run around with an extra 1/2 inch rope just for the purpose of this demonstration, but I've got one. So this 1/2 inch rope's got more 60, 70,000 pound breaking strength. Even if I've got 20,000 on that, I've got at least a 2-to-1 safety factor on this rope. So I got 20,000 pounds of pull on this rope. Same 20,000 pounds coming back here, and I use that X-lock to short the rope, so I didn't have to go back further. But if you look at where this 20,000 pounds of rope is anchored to the front of the chain speed, I've got a big tree saver doubled up, the hard shack. So we're going to assume for a minute that Shane's bumper is strong and bolted to that Jeep well. I've got 2 hard shackles that we said the other day have about 10,000 pound working load with a 5-to-1 safety factor. I've got about 50,000 pounds worth of braking strength on each of those hard shackles. There's 2 of them. So I got 100,000 pounds holding this rig with that bumper. Did you put that bumper on yourself? So I just said 10,000 pounds on each of those lines, 20 on the yellow line here, doubled up on that. The same 20 coming back this side on chain sheet. We just said if I got 10,000 pounds of pull on each of those 2 sheets, odds are I need an anchor behind each of those 2 sheets to get 10. I just said I've got 20 on your sheet. I may need 3 more behind you in order to hold this 20,000 pounds. Going through the pulleys, we were talking about the size of gear the other night. This is a bigger pulley, probably 100,000 pound breaking strength. I need a much larger shackle, 3/4, 7/8, because I need more than 40,000. This has got at least a 60,000 pound limit, so I've got at least 1.5 to 2 safety factors.
Alrighty, so this portion right here was just a demonstration on how to rig up this particular kind of pulley system. It's called a Spanish something. I'll put the name here across the top as soon as I figure out what the name is. Yeah, we actually didn't use it. It was more of set up, look at it, explain about it, give it a little lecture, and they're start to pretty much pack up all the gear for this section right here. Alrighty, so we went ahead and made it back to our meeting spot. We didn't do any air down, so there's no reason to air up. We did not disconnect our spray bar end links, and every time we got stuck, we kept it in 2-wheel drive. What we're trying to do is just simulate stuck situations where we may need to help out one of our group members or just a total stranger that needs help. But everything seemed to work out very well. And by the way, the name is Spanish Burton. The Spanish Burton is that pulley system that I was trying to demonstrate to you as they showed it. Now, and we didn't use it for the very fact that our trail instructor, he let us know that it is something that people want to see because they've heard about it. We didn't use it because it's not safe. You know, it's not the smartest way of doing things, but it is a system that exists. So he just showed us a demo on that. But today was definitely great. We actually learned a lot between using the traction boards, having the assistance of soft shackles, using your kinetic ropes and what size and type of kinetic rope to use, stuff like that. So we had a great time. And now we're just gonna go ahead and everyone that they use their winches, we're gonna pull them back out and retighten all these ropes so that they're ready for the next time when there is an emergency or a situation that comes into place when someone's gonna need one. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it at least entertaining but educational. I always like to focus on the education. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and join us on all our social platforms. And please visit us at www.defiantjeep.com. where you can find all of your Jeep performance accessories, camping gear, and other merch. We love to see you on the trail.